We're going to get straight to that breaking news overnight. A lethal tornado outbreak in Oklahoma, a state already reeling from that rare EF5 twister that nearly erased the city of Moore. Here is what we know at this hour. At least 5 people are dead, including a mother and her baby. 89 people injured. And that mother and child killed while driving on Interstate 40 trying to escape the storm. The barrage of tornadoes hit at the worst time during rush hour, and most of the deaths involved people trapped in their own cars, and in some cases their vehicles literally picked up like toys by the storm. Major roadways were shut down, and 80,000 customers are currently without power this morning. ABC News meteorologist Ginger Z has been tracking the storm straight through the night. She is in El Reno, Oklahoma. Ginger, good morning to you.
Good morning, Dan. This is almost devastation deja vu, and an unfortunate situation as we saw all of the ingredients coming together again yesterday, and here it happened. Parts of this school from the inside out. It has happened again, and it happened in a very different way this time. We were chasing these storms from a safe place, and as I watched the radar, my stomach turned. Look at this map. The track of these tornadoes, a little odd, especially the one just south of El Reno, the one that did the damage here to this community college. It wobbled back and forth and then jutted to the northeast, tracked along I-40. The second, you can see there, right along I-40, crosses I-44. Tons and tons of cars on the road at that time. And the third, just south and east, way too close to Moore, Oklahoma. Now, our threat not yet over today, but look at how far it spread even yesterday. More than 240 severe weather reports from the UP of Michigan all the way down to Texas.
Go south! Brett, if you don't go south, we're gonna die!
Dramatic cries from storm chasers trying to outrun one of the Oklahoma tornadoes.
Move! Get down! Duck down! Duck down!
Vehicles floundering on the road beside them, and then huge pieces of debris fly into the car. That was one of 5 reported tornadoes that tore through central Oklahoma.
You need to take your tornado precautions immediately.
This morning, several dead and dozens injured after these raging tornadoes and flash floods jabbed at an already tender Oklahoma.
Oh my God.
As the tornadoes clawed toward downtown Oklahoma City, thousands were trapped, the highways in perilous gridlock.
I'm telling you, there are thousands and thousands of vehicles. Every road is jammed.
We were well ahead of the storm, but saw the chaos on the roads.
We're on I-44 South. They've shut down the highway going north so that people can't get into Oklahoma City. This is a very serious situation. 2 tornadoes back to back heading downtown.
Overnight, the relentless rain just poured salt on the wound.
I'm walking out to my backyard where there is a large rapids.
As all the rain fell, rescue crews searched for survivors, and we made our way to El Reno.
We had to pull over. We were trying to get to El Reno where all the damage is, but hail so heavy and flooding rain still affecting hours after this tornado here west of Oklahoma City.
As soon as we arrived, debris everywhere. The community college crushed.
We had our maintenance staff here, and then we had one class, an adult class, that was going tonight, and we were able to get all of those folks down in the basement area, it's a safe area, and everybody survived. That's great.
And that wouldn't necessarily, I mean, there's a lot of damage.
Oh, I think it's a total loss.
I have been storm chasing for more than a decade, since college, and I've got to tell you that the last 2 weeks have been the most terrifying in my experience, and for a lot of other folks too, especially those who live here around Oklahoma City. I want to tell you that at least the threat for this city is to the southeast. It's going to be gone today, but that is not the case for the rest of the nation. You have to pay attention, be on high alert, watching your local ABC stations in the afternoon and evening for this area. Can we go ahead and look at that map? The severe weather risk today stretches from western Pennsylvania along that cold front all the way down to Texas again, right through Louisville and Little Rock as well. And remember, flooding was a huge issue with this, and it will be so today. We've had more deaths in flooding the last couple of weeks than likely from the severe storms. So look at those flood watches and warnings. More than 100 rivers already beyond flood stage. Coming up, I'll have your nation's weather, but for now, back to Dan and Bianna.
Ginger, so striking to hear you say that even after all of your experience, you have been terrified by what you've been seeing. We'll have much more coming up this morning with Ginger Z, the normally fearless Ginger Z. Meanwhile, the odds of your home being hit by a tornado are 1 in 10 million. The odds of it happening twice, astronomical, but sadly not impossible. This morning, the story of a family from Moore, Oklahoma, who escaped the first tornado only to be chased by another. Our coverage continues now with ABC's Alex Perez in Moore. Alex, good morning.
Good morning, Dan. It has been a long, frustrating 2 weeks here in Moore, Oklahoma. There are still huge piles of debris scattered all across town from the last tornado, and this new storm has simply made matters worse. It's the 1-2 punch Central Oklahoma hoped they would escape 2 deadly tornadoes in less than 2 weeks.
Have a heart attack next time, probably.
With anxiety growing, authorities are fighting to keep up.
We have to make a decision. Do we take this patient and leave everybody else here, or do we try to get them out of the water too?
For those in Moore, Oklahoma, the terror of the devastating May 20th tornado is still fresh.
A piece of somebody's roof came through the window and landed on her bed.
The Cheveria family lost their home in the tornadoes nearly 2 weeks ago and took shelter in an Oklahoma City hotel. Then on Friday, they found themselves fleeing again.
We hear it's Tornado Alley, but you don't expect it to be that often, that soon, and that bad.
The Chaverias and their 2 children piled into the car and headed for Norman, about 15 minutes south, with the angry twister close behind.
It's really amazing to be alive right now. Being chased by the tornado, you have nowhere to go when you're in traffic. We could see it in our rearview mirrors.
The family took refuge in a church bathroom, huddled together as violent winds whipped debris all around them. When it finally passed, they returned to Moore only to find their home damaged even further.
I honestly don't feel safe here like I should. It's my home, but I don't feel safe here anymore.
The Chaverias were able to evade the worst of the storm, but for many others, no such luck.
This many incidences, this so close together, it's got people, concerned.
Rescue workers braved the flooded highways littered with stalled and abandoned cars to save the stranded. Paramedic Jim McClung waded through rushing water to carry one woman to safety from her submerged car.
We have to look at her safety, her condition, and make sure that what we're going to do is not going to injure her anymore or injure us trying to get her back to the ambulance.
Officials tell ABC News nearly 300 callers flooded the 911 system in less than 6 hours. A harrowing night for those outrunning yet another brutal storm, and for the men and women who stayed behind to brave the relentless weather. And adding salt to the wounds here, this new storm has led to widespread flash flooding all across Moore. Bianna?
All right, Alex, as Ginger noted, the flooding has proven to be especially deadly over the past few weeks.